Okay, so it looks like we are live. Hello, everyone who is currently watching. I set a later start time than I probably needed to because I was assuming issues that did not occur. Knock on wood. Anyway, I figured as a little bit of a break from the Skyrim series that I've been doing for so long. I mean, not long time in terms of, span of a year. I only started doing it during the early summer. But, the amount of time that I've spent on it is, over 24 hours at this point, so it's good to switch it up. I figured, what game is more purpose made for this type of survival where I explain why I am doing everything that I'm doing and I can explain things. Really great game, and let's just see how far we get in it. This one, unlike the Skyrim one, I've actually beaten this one in hardcore. So this isn't that much of a challenge. It's going to be more of a chill stream than the Skyrim one, since I have experience beating it in hardcore. There's no different new rules that I've created to make it more realistic. And, I shouldn't jinx myself saying that Subnautica, hello, yes, terror. Anyway, I should certainly going to be doable in a way that I couldn't, at least at the time of starting the Skyrim stream, ensure that it would be. We'll get back to that in a bit, but maybe, we can have two of these games running simultaneously. It gets a little dull to just play the same game over and over again. Game with hardcore. Alright, let's start her up. If I am having any issues with the microphone, please let me know, because that's always a problem.
Attention. Hull failure imminent. All personnel abandon ship. Launch in 3, 2, 1.
And out cold. Well, we'll iron that out next time. It's kind of hard for me to adjust volume during the time right here. I basically have to pause the game and fiddle with stuff. Anyway, fire extinguisher, very important when things are on fire.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
So, yeah, after getting hit that hard on the head to knock you out, you'd probably, after extinguishing the fire, this is probably one of the only times I'm going to evaluate my psyche. No. I'm just going to explain what you'd really actually do. As far as, things I will do, I'll grab the medical kit, because that's important, and I'll check what supplies I have. So flares, water, food. I'm not in any danger in any of these respects just right now, so let's check up top. Higher vantage point is always better when scouting. And yeah, getting hit that hard, you'd probably have a certain amount of blood on you.
Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
Alright, this looks like a fine spot to crash land. Off we go.
New creature discovered.
Lol, idiot. I mean, if you could get a fish that easily in real life, man, that would be very, very advantageous in a survival situation. So would this.
It is common for those accustomed to synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You can too. New creature discovered.
So I have to keep...
Alien life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
I have to keep very good attention on my oxygen meter because I was playing a little while ago, not for the stream. Have a high capacity tank on you, and then you switch to a new playthrough. You often forget that you don't have the high capacity tank anymore. Nah, he took it like a champ terror. He just ate that side panel. Less of an issue in Subnautica than water is. So I'm knowledgeably making sure I have water taken care of first. Which, I mean, true to survival, that's considerably, statistically more feasible. You need to pay attention to water far more than you do food. And yes, it is an incredibly scary game. But I find once you get used to it, it's less scary.
Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
And the other thing is, I mean, when it comes to Subnautica, I find if you don't already have submechanophobia, it's only the initial encounter with an area that scares you. And of course, if you get jumped by a Reaper Leviathan, but that's scary no matter who you are. So let's check equipment and tools. I do need to get the silicone rubber and the repair tool. Though I can grab the scanner, I think.
New blueprint acquired.
And
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
also, oddly enough, the music for Subnautica, music for the new Doom, has the same feel to it. Now, as for my oxygen, a good practice is to never let it go down below half. If you have let it go down below half the capacity, you messed up. Anything below half is your emergency supply for when you have made a mistake. If you consistently use half your oxygen, you will eventually die. That's gonna be useful. And I have to be careful of the explodey thingies, whatever those are. I don't know what they're called, but I hate them. What I have heard, though, is apparently swimming gets... If you are in a situation... There is a lag between my response and me... Well, let me phrase it this way. There's a lag between you typing your response and me seeing it and then you seeing my response. Because I'm responding as soon as I see them. And yes, scan all the things. But because I have to maintain the latency of the stream, that means it's not exactly... Thanks for letting me know, though, Tara. Alright, I need to get as much of those creep vine seed samples as possible before I return back. Now's not the time to scan it.
New blueprint acquired. Life on this planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended.
See there? Half O2. For all intents and purposes, I'm treating half oxygen as basically the amount of oxygen I'm willing to spend just on a whim. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, my dude. Be patient. Do have to keep an eye on my food. But, that's easy to get.
Available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
Okay.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
I need to get 1 cave sulfur. You know what? Come here. Come here, little fish. You're too slow. That's a lot of table coral for one. Did I miss one? Whatever. I do want to get a habitat builder pretty quickly. And oh, and also I'm going to be following the story. I'm not just going to like rush over to the one island that I know is over there so that I can get the multi-purpose room. Because, that's what I would do if I was just playing by myself. But for this, you know, you do have to follow things a little bit. Have to get the game experience. Oh, I actually have to scan this one. Come here. Alright, that should be enough. Yes. Also, not a good idea to go cave diving at night, because the entrance is harder to, well, in that case, exit is harder to make out. Great way to end up dead.
The fabricator coats small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
I'm actually running low on power here. I should be fine, though. The big sub is so fun to pilot. I have an entire... Well, actually, put it this way.
Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core, sustained during planet fall. is essential in construction of vehicles and power plants.
Drop off what I can afford to. Oh, that reminds me. That. I have, so when it's damaged critically, the actual wreck stays, so anything you put in there stays. Which means you can put stuff in a locker for emergencies if the sub sinks. You can put enough for a multi-purpose room, a hatch to open into it, a bioreactor, a fabricator, battery charger, sea glide. So at least if your sub goes down, at least have a fighting chance to... I haven't worked out how you would get back up to the surface or to another habitat. You know, you have to get up to the surface to either make a new ship or sea moth or whatever, or get to the nearest sea moth, in which case you probably, unless it's conveniently somewhere nearby, you're going to need to get to the surface. And in those deep caves, I don't know how that's going to happen. Maybe you make a huge network of pipes, and that's how you manage to do it, but I mean, that's a possibility. At least it gives you a fighting chance. You don't just immediately die because your sub sank in the inactive lava zone. Alright. Come on. I don't think... The one time I need to actually find a crasher, I mean, come on. There's one. Alright. Dodge it round and round. Ow. Well, didn't kill me. Although, arguably, least interesting and important of the 3 vehicles in Subnautica. Not because it's bad or, like, not... it's not that it's unimportant. But the sea moth and prawn are just so good. Scan all the things, even if I know that there's no point. Oh, yeah, repair tool. Duh. What am I, stupid? Maybe. The world would never know. Where's the repair tool? Oh, I need a silicone rubber. Duh. So, 3.
Lifepod secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
Radio online. Broadcasting emergency distress signal.
This is Aurora. Distress signal received. Rescue operation will be dispatched to your location in 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
Oh, medkit fabricator, I need to farm you. Alright. So now is the part that actually gets a little interesting. Because now I actually have to get the habitat builder. Come here, you steampunk manatee. So I need to find some sandstone. And in the test runs that I did, I never really conclusively found a good early game spot for sandstone. Because you actually need quite a lot of it to start with the habitat builder and actually getting a decent habitat running. Oh, let's not go there. I also need to figure out where I want to put it. There's no point in making a habitat in the safe shallows. I know a lot of people... No problem. See you later, Reese. I know there's a lot of people who like to build, like, a little tube in safe shallows, but, I mean... Hey. Ow! You'll hear me a lot, no matter what the game is. If you have a resource in a survival game, the best way to ensure that you survive is to only allow using half of it. Cut some creepvine samples, because why not? I forget, do these give water early? They do. If you're just desperate, you can mow down an entire kelp forest. That's a small Garyfish, actually. Small boy. I do think I'm probably going to end up going with my preferred base location. But the question is, I'll have to start with the bioreactor, that's no issue. Honestly, I'm just using these to restore water at this point. Alright. It's a good idea to do a little bit of exploring, and in this case, I think I'm going to go over this way. Because once you go up towards the front end, Aurora, you start interesting biomes and wrecks. More so, I would argue, in that direction. Because that's really what I need to be doing right now. I need to be looking for wrecks and then scanning the crap out of them. And I could use the high capacity tank. I think I need, again, more sandstone for that, so hopefully I'll be able to find that shallow enough that I don't need to risk the supply. Honestly, though, I find Subnautica pretty calming. Probably because I don't have submechanophobia.
New blueprint acquired.
And of course, during the bits when I'm just sort of the flora and fauna, getting attacked by a Reaper Leviathan is hardly calming. And I think think I do need to work on maybe getting a rebreather, but I think that's all going to be what I do today. Basically equipping myself to make a habitat. These are great because you can just sit on them and regen your O2. Before going into something like a cave like this. Got any sandstone? Just some limestone. That's not bad. Gotta be careful about
detecting sulfur deposits in the local cave systems. Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
Perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here, scan them. Come on, no silver? Come on, man. Why you gotta do this to me? Alright, the rest of it just looks like limestone, which I don't really need right now. Not that it's bad, but it's not what I need. I need to deposits. Ones that'll give me silver. You see, I probably have enough oxygen to go down there, scan that, and come back up, but it's not good practice. Alright, see ya, Terror. Scan you too, while I'm at it. Because why not? Hey! Just let me scan you.
Integrating new PDA data.
Perfect, sandstone. Oh, you shouldn't have. Well, that's convenient. Man, I'm getting all sorts.
Silver-based wiring kits are an essential component of many habitat modules.
Rephrase that to silver-based wiring kits, and silver in general is an essential component of literally everything. I think that's the main thing you tend to run out of around here. I'm cutting it close, but I know that I don't actually have to swim to the surface. Otherwise I would not be as comfortable getting to 50% this slow. And that is a sea moth fragment. And that wreck is looking really nice. Self-scan as well while I'm here.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor.
Oh, hey, look, reefbacks. These are actually really great to find silver and copper.
Short-range scans suggest this biome supports extensive biodiversity and connects to a number of small cave networks.
Should be fine since we're only at 5 meters. Broke the rules a little bit there, but that was fine. 5 meters of depth is not that big of a deal. Scan more stuff. And there should be some barnacles somewhere around here. Come on. Maybe I'll just check the other one. Perfect. Silver. What's the charge on the battery? 75, we're good. Let's get this last barnacle really quickly. Ow. Okay, never mind then. I'll let that be. Bad tiger plan, bad. Let's see, is there a brain coral somewhere around here? Because that would be very convenient. There isn't, so I'm only going to have about 15 seconds down here. As soon as it goes to half, I'm going right back up. That would be my computer beeping because it's angry. That should fix that. By the way, I can pause the game. So if I did need to switch something really quickly, even if I was underwater, I could. Probably not all that accurate if I were to use it to, you know, I'm running out of oxygen here, let me assess my options. No. That's not a realistic thing to do. But in terms of just... Oh, come on. It should be fine, just a little hot today. I think what I'll do is I'll just pause once I hit the surface and I'll open some doors and windows just to cool the place down. Alright, let's just quickly... 62 degrees Celsius, okay, yeah. I can understand it being upset if it's 62 degrees Celsius, my goodness. Actually, it's not the CPU that's having issues, it's the video card at 55. Much more than that now that I've basically started cooling the place, so that should dissipate, might beep a little bit more. But anyway, that's all for now with that. It's the computer that it has adequate cooling. Hush. Computer has adequate
Caution. Continued degradation of the auroras. Drive cool. May result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
It's just incredibly hot in this room. For whatever reason.
New creature discovered.
So I have the silver. The question is what to spend it on. I think it'd be the last thing I spend it on, because I don't actually intend to make a habitat this early on. I don't have a place to put it. Interesting. I think what's more important is to get the rebreather, the high capacity tank, and I really should make a flashlight. I tend to not, because, I don't know. I'm stubborn like that. But I really should this time. Right. I need to make some glass. I was about to say, I swore I had more. You know what? I'll listen to the radio while I'm crafting.
Receiving being recorded. Distress call made back.
This is Lifepod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
I like that number.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
All right. Do we have enough silver for another wiring kit is the question. No, we do not. Because of course we do not. All right. Realistically, you would beeline for that because you don't know how long they're going to last. And if you're all in a survival situation, you hear someone on the radio say, "Hey, we're here," just beeline, because the more people you have with you in a survival situation, the better. Your chances of survival increase dramatically with extra people to lend a hand. Just need to grab you real quick. Hoverfish aren't that good for anything, really. You too. I got plenty of food. It just swims around, so it's honestly better for me to have just free inventory space right now. Water's a different story, as it should be, but food I can get pretty much on a whim. Darn. I was hoping that was going to be something I could scan.
Integrating new PDA data.
The compass, while it would be very useful
Acquired.
in real life, is not that useful for me at the moment. Nah, it's just metal salvage. The beeping is annoying, but if it gets worse, I need to know is what it is. I mean, the room is cooling down quite a bit, so it should resolve itself. The room was hot. You know, once I get back to the life pod, I'll take a look at it, make sure that there's nothing clogging the fans or whatever. That could also be an issue, you know? I mean, I do like that it beeps as opposed to just randomly shutting off due to heat. It's a nice feature. Get away from me. What the? Are you kidding me? I hate those little things. I need to get a reinforced dive suit is what I need. But that's way later. Getting more silver. But I don't want to stray too far from the life pod. Because I only have one filtered water bottle, so if I'm away too far, that's very, very bad. There are ways, if you know how to do it, to just survive, basically just on repeated creep vine cutterings and other methods like that. You can stay away from base in an emergency and bring. Obviously not recommended. There's the entrance to Jelly Shroom Caves. And a wreck. You know what? I'm gonna go down, get this sea moth fragment, and then go up and grab the wreck.
Show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
If I could get the mobile view, but you can't really use it all that well until you have the moon pool, unless you feel like making spare power cells, which isn't all that big of a deal. Spare set of power cells for like Cyclops anyway. So I mean,
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
should be good. Just stay a little bit above it at all times. And as soon as we hit 50%, I'm heading back up. Titanium. My way into? You know what? I'll check again. I need to go and head up. I'll also visit the reef backs again on the way down. Actually, you know what? I'll bounce top, bounce here, bounce top again, then go back. This one has a lot of barnacles on it. Yeah. I used to think only the knife was able to break these in one hit. The resource nodes? Seriously, 3 coppers in a row, no silver? Are you kidding me? Dude, come on. This is just the most peculiar mix of both the best and the worst luck I think I've ever seen. Okay. I also know where the moon pool fragments are. So if I just happen by the mushroom forest, well, that would be ideal. They're not really localized in any wrecks, I don't think, so you just gotta explore. Breaking the rules a little bit here, but heading up. Ah, nah, that was like, that was 50%. 50% is just the ideal amount to allow you. First of all, it's immediately obvious whether you've gone too far in depth.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Because if you go too far in depth, you won't reach the required depth in 50%. So once you hit 50%, you've gone just straight down. If you hit 50%, you're not where you're supposed to be. You better get back up. Exactly enough time to ascend back to the surface. Assuming it takes a roughly equal time to ascend and descend. I think it's time to head back to the habitat, or, you know what I mean. Hopefully passing some vehicle, the mobile vehicle bay scans on the way back, because then I'll be able to make a sea moth, and that will be very nice. I would use it very sparingly, though, until we get the moon pool. Then I use it, you know, like it's going out of style. On my way back, I think I need to grab a few fish. Grab some of the fish.
New creature discovered.
Because both my food and water is low. Ooh, there's a kind of fragment. That's nice. Sandstone? No, of course not. Why would it be? Oh no, you don't. I hate those things so much. They are evil. And I really should treat the gastropods with more respect than I do. They can most certainly kill you. Them and the tentacles are probably the most likely to give you a false sense of security. Like, I won't run into those. Oh, sweet. Sandstone. And no silver, because of course not.
Be advised, a common complication for cave divers is loss of orientation, followed by eventual asphyxiation.
That would have been very helpful advice when I started diving in caves, as opposed to just that. It's bad advice, but it's a little late. Nothing more on the radio. I need the wiring kit for the rebreather. Inventory full. I have. I don't think I've ever seen that much copper in this game. It's just absolutely absurd. I do need more. You know what I'll do? I'll graduate from the filtered water collect some bleach. Although on the way, I suppose I'll grab a few more bladderfish. I mean, they are quite numerous. That is honestly an understatement. I do think I want to find the mobile vehicle bay, because once you get that, I mean, I have the sea moth blueprints. So once you have the sea moth blueprints, the mobile vehicle bay, and you're pretty good for some pretty long explanation.
Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
With the sea moth, you can do some more of deep wrecks. Anything good? No, just sea glide. Yeah, I'm gonna be hurting for titanium at some point, so why not? I don't think I'll ever be hurting for copper, though.
Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
I haven't seen another mobile vehicle bay fragment. They are in pretty obvious crates, typically in the kelp forest. I just haven't been able to find any more of them. And the beeping's back now. I'll take a closer look at that when I get back to base, this time for real, actually. How long's the stream been going on for? About an hour by now. That looks like another mobile vehicle bay crate. It is. One more of those will be golden. We're not going to find it here. And it is going to be kind of hard to find it in the dark. So you know what? I'll head back. You know what, this is a good enough spot as any. I'm going to check computer. I just pulled the side panel. Breathe. I don't know if that actually does anything. I suppose we'll see. Just running, but it's never given me a problem. Even though it's dark, I do kind of want to keep looking for that mobile vehicle bay fragment. Because once I get that, then I'll be in a position to almost use it as a mobile oxygen tank. Have to be careful about the power supply, because I don't feel like making a bunch of power cells. And I mean, once you get the moon pool, then you're good. But we'll have to see how things progress. Maybe I make a spare power cell. That's not the end of the world if I have to. Who knows? A large price to pay for survival, to just have a extra pair of batteries strapped together. If it makes the game less difficult, survival easier, then, you know, that's good. That is ideal. Plus, power cells are just two batteries strapped together, which, you know, I have plenty of silicone, rubber. I have plenty of copper, and I have plenty of acid mushrooms, so power cells and batteries should be the least of my worries at this current moment in time. Please? Hey! Leave me alone. Yes!
New blueprint acquired.
There we go. When I get back to the life pod, I'm going to check what the computer temps are now, because I might have just solved my problem more than opening the doors, setting the fans, and everything else ever could. Because I opened a bunch of doors and windows to cool the room down, but this thing's such a space heater that it didn't matter. I suppose, though, giving it more cooling through the side seems to have fixed it. Also, at this point, it would probably be a very, very good idea to get as far away from the Aurora as possible before it blows up, and then come back later. I mean, the suit has a Geiger counter on it, so you could check which zones are radiated. And I certainly shouldn't be going towards it when it's flaming, smoking like that. This isn't a fireworks show, to put it that way. Alright, a lot of crafting to do. Do we have a radio message that I can listen to? No.
Bleach is an essential chemical used for cleaning wounds and purifying water.
So I need titanium ingot, lubricant power cell. Alright, that shouldn't be too difficult. Just grab some more acid mushrooms. Oh. That'll free up the inventory space. While that's crafting, let me check the temps. And nothing drastic, it dropped a few degrees. Celsius, of course, so. And I'll just drop this right here. So let's see, what do I need for the sea moth? Another power cell, another titanium ingot, lubricant, glass, easy. I think the glass is going to be the main thing. Might be a little hard to get. Oh no, you don't. I hate those little things. He respawned already? I hate those things with a burning passion. I'd rather fight a Reaper Leviathan, to be honest. Luckily, this is the only stage of the game you really have to deal with them all that much. By much, we do mean much. How many of you are there? I think I do need the sulfur for some other things as well, so you know what, I'll grab it while I'm here. I am going to need quartz as well. Need this for a lot of stuff, although it's pretty easy to get if you have a scanner room, because it's, well, there's a lot of it buried in the red grass. It can be a little hard to spot if you don't have the scanner room, but when you do, it's very easy. Well, scanner room and the heads-up display chip. Anyway.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? None of the vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. You still need our assistance. Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
Is there anything else we need? Well, I'm thinking about it. Oh, we need the habitat builder.
Emergency. A quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core.
Cool.
The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7.
I wonder what it looks like from the top porthole.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Sky rays seem fine. So just the habitat builder now is basically what we need. Wow, Wiring kit, a computer chip, and a battery.
For your convenience, the radiation suit has been added to your blueprint database.
And of course, we're low on silver, is the one thing we do not have. Can probably make a computer chip, though.
New blueprint acquired.
Battery. That we can get pretty easily, too. I'll make it right now. Smashed mushrooms. Make the sea glide. Or sea moth. Everything has C in its name.
The Seamoth is a fast, safe mode of transport, but remember that swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
Great, I'm gonna multitask. Come on. Awesome.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I think what I ought to do now is grab some more food and then actually think about maybe making an effort to find the moon pool fragments. Purpose room for when the story gives it. Or leads you to a place where you'll find it. Bleach is compact, but
Preparing the day's water ration
might as well
ahead
make one.
of time will help ensure against dehydration and eventual death.
Off we go. Now this I'm used to. I wish it had different settings, like a power save setting that used less energy to run. Like the Cyclops. Because you can run the Cyclops at a head slow. I mean, I'll typically have a set of spare batteries for it. You know, a full set of 6 of the power cells. Because I just load the Cyclops up with all the necessary stuff to make sure that you do not go down with that ship. But anyway, I do try to make sure that it's a very well-maintained, well-provisioned Cyclops. The Cyclops at a head slow takes like 0 power to run. It's only when you want to make it go fast that it tends to chew up the batteries. And also when you're using the scanners and all that sort of stuff. Then it completely decimates your battery life, but just moving in it at a head slow, nah. Oh, hey, a life pod. Looks like they fared well. That is also very convenient.
New blueprint acquired. Integrating new PDA data.
I honestly don't think I've ever... Creatures don't do enough damage that I typically worry about. Maybe that's what they're for the crashers or something like that. And that's what they're probably for, honestly. Oh well. Can't fix stupid, can you? Oh, hello. I have a bad feeling about this, but why not? Yes, very bad feeling. Nah, it empties out the front. This is an essential thing to be scanning right now. As is this.
Blueprint acquired.
Well, this one actually has a use.
New blueprint acquired.
You do, or at least you should, always have one eye, in this case left eye, sort of glancing at that oxygen meter. Who needs flashlights? Seamoth is the flashlight. Although I don't think there's anything in here anymore. I think I mostly got it all. 96. That's not a number I want to see until I have the moon pool taken care of. Luckily, this is a very tame biome comparative to most. Radiation? Oh, yeah. This is the one that's actually close to the... So I do need to be careful about that. I also need to keep in mind that the base Seamoth's crush depth is only 200 meters. Which is another thing you tend to forget after you've been used to piloting around at 900.
The biomass in this area is dominated by plant life, picking up faint or terra vehicle signatures.
95% isn't cause for concern. And plus, I just got the thing, I can replace it pretty easily. If I'm stupid enough to lose it. Power transmitter fragment.
New blueprint acquired.
Really use the moon pool fragments if I can find them. Whenever I'm doing a true survival game, I'm always looking at, you know, even a value of 100% power, you know, goes down to 90%. 100% to 90% I view almost as like, well, that's all the power you get. That's like, come on. Don't go below that, that's not safe. You tend to conserve your resources almost to a fault. It's a decent strategy for surviving. A bit annoying. Ooh, shale. Was not expecting to find that here. This is well beyond where I really ought to be. Good news is you only need 2 of them, as opposed to 3, like you probably really should. If it was being consistent. But honestly, what in this game is consistent? Another Cyclops hull fragment. Why did I do that? Sometimes you just do stupid stuff like that. Oh, come on. I don't have the map open or anything, if anyone's wondering. Because that would be kind of... Not that it's very easy to orient yourself on that map anyway, but that would be a little cheap, I would think.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, there's the full Cyclops hull. That's convenient.
New blueprint acquired.
How did I miss over this stuff? I thought I combed this place down. Oh well. I'll keep looking through this. I need, or it turns to day. Because once it's day, I think I ought to head back. Careful though. 188 meters. Ooh, another shell chunk.
Remember, the materials you gather are the property of the All-Terra Corporation. You will be liable to reimburse the full market price. Your current bill stands at 3 million credits.
Come on, one moon pool fragment. That's all I need. But let's just get up and over here. I think that's actually the moon pool fragment I need. Nope, it is not. Health's getting a little low. That is not okay. Luckily, though, it should regen pretty quick. If it doesn't, oh, hello. I don't have. Oh, that's bad. That is quite bad of me. I really should have a med kit on me, even if I have to craft one. I was about to make a joke like, radiation burns? Just slap a band-aid on it. This is a moon pool fragment. And we're golden. Back to base.
Blueprint acquired.
definitely not being as conservative with my health as I probably should be, but that's the early game for you. Tends to be that way. I'm conserving other resources like my oxygen, my sea moth's energy. That's about it.
New blueprint acquired.
This is a rack I didn't see. Doesn't look like there's much here, though. Also, I didn't do it now, but it's technically good procedure whenever you leave the sea moth, you turn the lights on. It's easier to find that way. Oh, come on. I'm heading over back. As is usual, the first playthrough is always the most dangerous. You're not used to how things will go. It's just seal. I don't need that. A lot of times if you did a test run, you have equipment that you had then that you no longer have and are used to. If that makes any sense.
Plan pre-recorded distress call.
This is Officer Keane in Light Pod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted. Transmission origin coordinates downloaded.
All right.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Well, off to there then. Man, this game goes so much faster than Skyrim does. "300 meters. Well, I mean, I'll bring the sea moth down to 200. 190 probably about. I don't want to have it jostled into crush depth. Then I gotta ascend 300 meters straight to the surface and make a new sea moth. I think with what I have now, though, I've decided... Ooh, is that a laser? Ooh, 78. While I'm heading here, let's see, is there anything else interesting and useful? Speaking of which, while I'm here, I might as well. 195's right about the... Oh, this is the time I actually think I ought to turn the lights on. In this case, it's actually pretty important. The prawn suit torpedo arm. Completely useless because it's not the grappling hook and it's not the drill. Everything but the grappling hook and the drill are, in my opinion, basically useless.
New creature discovered.
this? Nuke reactor? No. Thermal plant. Office chair? Command chair. Ooh, fancy. Table.
Blueprint
Desk.
acquired.
Man, I am like 0 for 2 on these.
New blueprint.
Floodlight.
New blueprint acquired.
Here's where the lights.
Biodiversity in this region is unusually low. Cause unknown.
The lights are extra useful for finding the sea moth in a pinch and just beelining for it. Thermal plant is really useful late game, not so much early.
New blueprint acquired.
Anything in and around here? No, but I'll leave that for some other time. What I'll do here is descend to 190 meters. Put man, that's nauseating. Put the sea moth fully down. Have the light shine. And head on down. Ooh, while I'm here. This is going much faster than my other games did. And honestly, that's fine. I just wasn't expecting it.
New blueprint acquired.
Ultra high capacity tank. That is very useful.
Integrating new PDA data.
Anything in here?
Signal
Yes.
location uploaded to PDA.
Lithium, sandstone. I'll grab 2 more rubies on the way up. We're not even at half oxygen yet. It is pretty lucrative, so it's worth the extra stay.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And off to the rendezvous point. Shale chunk. Let's grab that too. I see plasteel in my future. Where's that rendezvous point? Oh, up there. I just couldn't find it. Oh, and would you look at that? There's the spikes of the island. Whew.
Integrating new PDA data.
Alright, well, let's do a little bit of exploring, shall we?
Picking up multiple energy signatures on the island's surface.
I could make a base up here, but once you understand how Subnautica works, a base up here is kind of pointless. It's appealing at first, but typically I think you're good with a few bases here and there. You obviously shouldn't have just one base because, I mean, well, there's ways of playing it. You play it however you like, but in my opinion you should have multiple bases. And a Cyclops that's basically another base. These are a godsend. I absolutely adore these trees. What's my scanner at? 40%, but we do have a spare battery. So that's good. So I can mostly just go to town. I wanted to check just to make sure that I had enough to scan all the stuff I would come. That's what you gotta think about in survival situations. Your brain almost has to be wired to preemptively think about everything that could go wrong. Like, oh, I'm here to scan a bunch of stuff. What's my battery at? Maybe I shouldn't scan the random plants and should focus on more important stuff. That sort of stuff. It takes so long to scan.
New blueprint acquired. New blueprint acquired.
Now's a good time to basically just sit back a little bit.
New blueprint acquired.
Alright. Battery, still good. And the spotlight as well.
New blueprint acquired.
It would also be a good idea to get up onto the vantage point. Look around. Looks wonderful. Anyway, let's head down. We'll stop up there, especially that multi-purpose room.
Yeah.
Ow. Realistically, you'd probably want to descend the way you ascended. You know, just consistency. But when not in real life, whatever.
New blueprint acquired.
Grab the multi-purpose room. Gotta position myself so that I don't get grabbed by the cave crawler things. Oh, come on, it reset. You gotta be kidding me. Oh well. They don't typically reset if you lose the scan for a second.
New blueprint acquired.
Ideally, I'd love to be able to scan everything without having to hurt the cave crawlers, as I typically end up having to do because they attack you.
New blueprint
Hey,
acquired.
leave me alone. Good boy. Ow! Hey.
Integrating
Hey.
PDA data.
The stasis rifle fragment. That's nice. Hey. Hey. Unfortunately, sometimes they don't make it easy on you, you know?
Data. New blueprint acquired.
now I would definitely want a flashlight, but we don't got one of those. And this does look like the path that I was looking to find. Would be cool if in one of these there was a gap you had to jump. I'd be surprised if you guys can even see anything on the stream. Dark video tends to be very blocky. Quality dips quite a lot. Anything in here that I don't currently have? A swivel chair. This was incredibly important for me to walk up here for.
New blueprint acquired. Integrating new PDA data.
Off to the sea moth. And now, the game plan is to make a habitat with a bioreactor. Ideally, I'd like to transition to a nuclear reactor, but it's hard to start with that. Plus, it's best to have a spare bioreactor anyway, just in case you run out of those nuclear fuel rods. This would actually be considerably stupid of me if... And you know what, while we're here. Excuse me. Now where is that beacon? There we are. Because I need to go over here and make a beacon, and then make my habitat. Be done. I'll be ready to go. I'll end the stream there, and the next one I might do a couple Skyrim streams in between these ones. Just use this to spice it up. Or maybe it'll be an even split, I don't really know. Anyway, once I get that done, I hate those things. Those have killed me once in hardcore. Because you don't think that they're dangerous. That dangerous, you know. But yeah, I'll finish the stream, and then we'll see what the next one, when the next one happens, and what we'll do in it. I would assume it'll be almost as fast-paced as this one. Maybe it might slow down, though. Never really know. I might spend an hour trying to find stalker teeth for all we know. Or fully upgrading my scanner room. Drop those in there. Wiring kit. Do we have a spare silver? No, of course we do not. Great. Okay. I'm just gonna go find some reef backs. Hopefully this one won't give me 5 copper. Though I suppose, with the sea moth, that is nauseating. Hey, leave me alone. Luckily, it's very easy to ditch them in the sea moth. Oh, sorry. Also, apologies if the sea moth is nauseating. I'm used to playing Air Sim in War Thunder, so I'm very non-nausea prone in that regard. Oh, there's got to be some stalker teeth around here. Come on. It's best to find it when you can, you know. Maybe not, though. I suppose that'll be for another episode. Wait. We need another silver for the wiring kit for the bioreactor. Ah, good old silver. Never enough of it. Oddly enough, you tend to have a immense amount of gold instead. You tend to get so much gold, but never enough silver. Come on, please. Prove my point. Just one more silver before I need to say just one more silver many more times. But I'll be done for this specific time. I'll admit, even for me, that was a bit jarring. See what's on the radio today.
Aurora, this is Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field at your location. I didn't know how many of you. I didn't know. We're now en route to your location. We're gonna bring you home. Sunbeam out. What else can I say? The only time I parked a rig this big on a rock that small was in VR. And I blew it. Bad option, all right, but so are all the others.
The Builder, too, is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
Let's see here. How many things of titanium do we have? Because I need all of them. I'll drop off a little bit of lead. I'll grab the silicone rubber too. And I can come back for the lithium and the rubies and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to need quite a lot of copper, all that sort of stuff. All right, so let's go find that ideal base location. boy, do I have it. This is not the last base location I picked. Let me just orient myself with Aurora. There we go. This was the location I picked that led me to beat the game. It was a really good sort of mid-style location where if you need to ascend to the surface really quickly, you can. But it's also in a very good location that if you need to go deep pretty quickly, you can. And you guys will see what I mean in a second. Let's see. Let's say one of the life pods is nearby. And one of these. I don't think there's anything important in this one. Scanner room fragments mainly. And I'm full. I'll hop back here in a bit. Ah, thing I didn't remember? Beacon. But I have enough. I should be able to make one. I have enough to make the fabricator as well. So I think we need to go a little bit more this way. Yep, it's right here. My favorite spot to build a base is about 100 meters down, right over the blood kelp trench. In my opinion, it's just ideal, you know? So I do have to maintain my oxygen. I can't get too distracted. So first things first. Multi-purpose room. Alright, does that look good? Yeah, I'm happy with that. And
Prudent to separate work and leisure spaces to maximize productivity. Treat this space as your home, but never forget that it is not.
a hatch. Top up on my oxygen. Grab a drink. And boy, oh boy, we're out of titanium. Honestly, I kind of expected that. Underneath is going to be the bioreactor room. Oh, crap. We need the wiring kit at the ready. Can you not? Hello. Anyway. Smash some of this limestone. And then... because the bioreactor needs... yeah, wiring kit and a lubricant. Let's head back. I'll try to remember where this is. You know what I'll do is I will, well, here, let's see if we can't get any more silver. Please. Nope. So let me orient myself to here. Directly.
Increased foreign bacteria levels in the water. Performing a self-scan is advised.
So I'm going to be... wait, you know what I need to do? Right above. Go to the surface, orient myself, and straight line it. That way I know to basically just turn around. Then I should be where I need to be. I'm basically using my sea moth as a compass needle. when I need to reevaluate, you know, when I need to turn back, I'll simply pitch the plane down. Well, plane. Again, force of habit. I'll pitch the sea moth down and have it rotate, ideally perfectly, in this direction. Well, the opposite direction. You get the idea. Is it a foolproof plan? No. Is it the plan I have? Yes. At any rate, it should get me close. Do we have a spare lubricant? I don't think we do. No, we do not. So what I'll do is head over to somewhere in the blood kelp, and not blood kelp, the normal kelp. Grab some. I think I'll load up on as much titanium as I can carry. Hey, I was gonna use that. Oh, can head out. So great. I gotta turn it into a lubricant first, and then I'll head back over there. And another lubricant, because I know the moon pool needs it. In fact, doesn't it need two? No, just the one. Perfect. You know what? I'm going to drop off the gold, the diamonds, basically all the valuable stuff here. I'll come back for it later. I just need to load up on as much titanium as I can get in and around here. I actually can't enter the sea moth because I was using that as the compass, remember? So I just gotta swim around until I find as many of these as I can carry and grab them. Please, titanium. Thank you. I think I should be able to fit 2 more of these. At which point, I have enough titanium for the task at hand. Then I can make the fabricator, have a power supply, and we're golden after that. Hello. Ow. Just when I try to be nice. Say hello, bite you in the ass. Come on, just one. I'm gonna grab the first aid kit while I'm here, because I can refill it, you know. One more metal salvage, come on. If I can find another grab trap or something like that, that'll be what I, you know, that'll put me over what I need.
New blueprint acquired.
Come on, one more thing I've already scanned. Sadly, no. As it is, I probably have to worry about what I should do. Let's grab a snack.
High priority automated message from Aurora Live Pod 13 coordinates attached. Live Pod is carrying high priority passenger.
Yoki Kassar. I said Kassar. Why do I have to record this anyway?
Send immediate burial detail.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, that should be good. If I can find a another piece of debris along the way, I should be able to make the fabricator without it,
Captain.
and then turn it into titanium that way. I hope that worked. At any rate, I should probably pitch down a little bit. Approaching 2 hours, and I'm ready to make what is essentially my main base. I was hoping that didn't happen. Hope that didn't knock us too off course. I mean, it isn't that far of a distance, so I would assume wouldn't end up too off course. I may assume wrong, though. Yeah, I think we are a bit off course. Let's head back to the grassy plains here. Red grass. I'll head in this direction, checking. I think I did end up going astray there. It's a good plan. Didn't pan out. Tends to happen that way. I was off by probably like 30 degrees. Maybe even just 15 given the distance. That's enough to do it. Luckily, the structures in progress of being built stick out like a sore thumb. Thumb?
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Alright, so I think I'm going to make this in the bottom. Multi-purpose room. I like to have the first one not have something in the middle of it. Just makes things a lot easier. You don't have to walk around it. You can just cut through. Leave this here. And I think, based on how this is going, I'll put the ladder down here. Wait, before I do that, let me orient it facing the ladder. Makes it easier to refuel.
A reliable power source is a critical step towards self-sufficiency. Consider keeping a photojournal of your achievements to motivate you in times of despair.
And I know, not that it's that important for right now, but the writhing weed seeds are the best power generation seed. So let's get this party started.
Power restored. All primary systems on
That's always good to see. Usually on this corner is where I'll make the fabricator. I don't have a single gold? What? Okay then. What about the radio? Put that right in here. And plan out other stuff like the medkit dispenser. So I'm planning to have the moon pool off here and then have the rest of the structure span over. I usually stick a... Last time I stuck the nuclear reactor down in here. Observation thing up here. That sort of stuff. I'm not looking to make, carbon copy. But I think, that's a good design. I might plop alien containment right up here. It's what I did before, but I never really did it well. It wasn't actually connected to the structure all that well. Anyway, this is the one time I'm actually hoping for it to be gold. Thank you.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And now, I think the next most important thing is the moon pool. And I think I'm one of these. You don't typically need these compartments. Usually things will just connect, multi-purpose room to moon pool to scanner room to all those sorts of stuff. As long as you have multi-purpose rooms in between them, but I don't know, I like there to be a couple corridors. I like it to be sort of spaced out, Cover an entire multi-purpose room, usually the nuclear reactor, with just side panels of hull reinforcement, lithium and titanium. Then you can just put everything, you just make everything else glass. Which this spot is very good for. Ooh, magnetite. Once I get this thing in the moon pool on the charger, I think I'll head out for the day. We've already done quite a lot. Moon pool, put that right there. And we need to go collect some titanium for the ingots. We don't have the titanium for a locker, so I suppose I can piecemeal it. I'll get 12 and then 8. There is, if I recall, or at least tends to be, quite a lot around the wrecks that are around here. There's And here you do have to be a little worried about water consumption. It's best whenever I go back to the life pod that I grab a couple coral shell plates, because really the way you get water here is you make the bleach. Normally I'd be very happy to see all this sandstone and that sort of stuff, but I'm really just looking to get titanium right now. I don't want to clutter my inventory with anything else, because inventory space right now is pretty precious.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Battery charger would also be nice if I could get it. I have one more slot. Lead, of course it is. Oh, and I need a beacon. Have to remember to do that. There's plenty of limestone by the base. I should be able to grab an extra titanium once I'm done with this for one of those.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous. Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Come on. Come on.
Signal coordinates corrupted.
There we go.
Approximate transmission origin recorded to date bank.
Okay, we have 4 titanium. Let's see if I can get a spare. You know what? Actually, while I'm here, let's also feed the bioreactor some. Another lead, great. Oh, half. Cutting it close here. Bad idea. Well, things ended up okay. This main base. Highly creative, very effective. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My W key wasn't working for a second there. Glad my escape key was. Wonder what I would do my keyboard immediately stopped working. It's a scary thought. I don't want to deal with that. Hopefully it would happen when my oxygen was pretty... Sorry if I smack the microphone a little bit there. Yeah, I could cycle the power on it. Or immediately calling off the stream and making a beeline for some double A's. Or I could just get a, you know, what it was called, a plug-in keyboard. Generally, I actually prefer wires on my computers and computer components because they are less likely to fail. Okay, we need 4 more up. Need to drop more stuff off anyway. Well, we're here. I'm gonna make at least one of the wall lockers. I think that's pretty even. 'Cause it's pretty easy to now just store all the stuff. Ooh, bleach. I didn't realize we had one of those. That's great. While we're here, let's grab some food. Hello, Reginald.
New creature
Best.
discovered.
Fish for food.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Awesome. Oh, I keep forgetting. I need to feed the bioreactor some. It's currently sitting at 325, and yeah, I guess it ran out of stuff to grind up. I might go for an exterior grow bed with something like kelp, because it can be a little annoying to have to get it anyway. What did I just hit? No, whatever. Anyway. Luckily, bioreactor is actually pretty good for that location because blood kelp. Blood oil is very good fuel. That should be plenty of titanium. Not that we won't blitz through it incredibly quickly, but it's good enough for now. Also here, I think it's probably a very, very good idea to make a bulkhead in advance. The moon pool absolutely wrecks in terms of... That's another thing these corridors are great for. Bulkheads. And plastering windows all over them. Usually on both sides. Though, in this case, just on the one. But that's for another time. Yeah, that bulkhead was pretty useful. Probably wouldn't, you would have been fine without it, but it would have been close.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Anyway, let's park this thing and get it charging. Well, it's not starting to feel like home yet. But it's...
After weeks without human contact, it is normal to experience psychological discomfort. Research indicates symptoms may be partly alleviated by adopting a pet or anthropomorphizing an inanimate object.
Computer chip, eh? I think you need the modification station for the ultra-high capacity tank. I really should get the stasis rifle pretty soon as well. You know what? I'm going to descend down, get some
All
from the
systems
trench.
online.
All right, where's that? Hey, hey. Great.
New blueprint acquired.
And some of the deep shrooms, if I can find them. They're a little further down. That's what it is. Whoa! As I said, I often forget what the crush depth is. I got to 199 before I stopped myself and said, glad I glanced up. Poor things, I keep smacking them. Come on. Say let's grab the benzene while we're here. Put that in the wall locker. Then put the rest of the blood oil in the tank. Well, I think that's where we're going to end today. Very eventful. I got way more done than I really expected. I would say it's a combination of just that mattered and some annoying bad luck that really didn't. So anyway, I think I'm going to head out for now. See ya.